a tremendous pleasure for us all to celebrate with Shmuel's tremendous accomplishment of chazering Shmuel Siyum Succah from last year, and I know it's not for the first time he's chazering it. Especially, really special for me because I had the opportunity to learn with Shmuel many parts of the Masechta. So it's really, really special today for us all, and for me, and for mostly Shmuel and the Catholics. One very, very quick thought about this particular accomplishment is the following: that the Gemara says that the Mishnah says that the schach has to be something that grows from the ground and is not mekabel tuma. And the source for that is because it says, the Torah says that it's chag ha'asif, and it talks about all the things that you are gathering in. The Torah talks about the wine and other things that you're gathering in at this time of gathering. They had an agricultural society. They left the stuff out in the field for a while, and the final process of bringing everything in, the final process was bringing everything in. But the Chazal or Medayik, it doesn't say exactly that they brought in the wine. It says, me asbecha, me garnecha, me ikvecha. That there's some part that's not psoles. The sukkah, we actually focus on the fact that the thing that most people didn't gather in, the leftover parts of the harvest, the skins of the grapes, things that most people threw out, that is also part of Chag HaAsif, and that has to be your sukkah. It's very weird. So your sukkah actually has to be made out of garbage. Very, very strange. So the sukkah has to come from something that was left over from the harvest, and that's why it has to be something that grows from the ground and something that's not mekabel tuma. It's leftover. It's garbage. What is this concept that your sukkah has to be made out of leftover scraps that everybody else leaves behind? I think the answer is that on sukkahs we're trying to teach us a very, very important point. That is that tremendous kedusha, the kedusha of the sukkah, right? Chal Shem Shemayim al sukkah can come from even things that most people don't think have any value. When you take the leftovers, the thing that everybody else is throwing away, and you not only make something beautiful out of the regular harvest, but the scraps also, you say, you know what, everything ba'olam hazeh can be made into kedusha, and you build a sukkah out of what everybody else is throwing away, then you're really saying that everything in the world can be filled with kedusha. And I think that is the accomplishment that Shmuel has accomplished today, and that some of the other boys accomplished last week. Everybody here is learning shtar for the entire regular Sidarim. Everybody's on time to every shiur. Everybody's learning, paying attention the entire time. And that's the regular learning that we do, and that's amazing, and that brings tremendous kedusha. But the really highest level is to find those extra scraps of time that most people are throwing out, and to take those times, and if you can be mekadesh even those times, and you can show that in the extra learning, I am doing extra chazara. That is a special level of kedusha that brings us as yeshiva boys to the next level. And that's, I think, the tremendous accomplishment of the boys last week and of Shmuel today. In non-regular siddur, he chazered an entire Masechta that he now knows much better. He brought kedusha into the scraps of time that most people are throwing out. And I think the reason that Shmuel's able to do this, and Shmuel's able to live his life super focused, even when he's taking a break, he's breaking to recharge and then to go back and to focus and to accomplish more. He's a super focused person, as we know, is because of his parents who are constantly helping our yeshiva in the following way, which is finding new ways, whether it's chesed, whether it's new Torah ideas. They're always finding new ways that we could take extra time, things that are not being done, and to accomplish them. And I asked Rabbi Kaplan to share a few words with us so that you would know where exactly Shmuel comes from and appreciate his parents a little.
So Shmuel is giving a siyum on Sukkah and also on Not. But on Sukkah, So fortunate as it is, everything's got Shmaya. Today's daf and Kedushin Lamadalit, it makes Xer Shava between Sukkot and Pesach. Pesach, the perfect. So now I can talk about Pesach. Perfect. We see that when it comes to Pesach, Chag Pesach, so it says Yachol Rosh Chodesh. The first mitzvah that Klal Yisrael was given was HaChodesh HaZalachem. So what's this idea of this mitzvah? So it's the idea of Hischadshus. HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells us that I want you to start keeping track of time, your calendar, based on the moon, whereas before you might have used the sun. Now I want you to use the moon. Why the moon? So the way we experience the moon is that every month the moon gets bigger, gets smaller, it goes to nothing, and then we don't see it, and then it starts again. Every month we have this new cycle of renewal. Hischadshus. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu, his first mitzvah that he gives us is the idea of hischadshus, of renewal. So the question is, if we stop to think, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is basically coming to us and saying, I want to introduce myself to you. Hi, I'm HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Let's get to know each other. What's the first thing he teaches us? Hischadshus. So we say a bracha every day in Shemona Esrei 3 times a day. Here's the question. It says, Ata Gibor V'Alam Hashem